Right, Honda have actually brought a brand new motorcycle to market, which I'm super excited about. It's the new Hornet, and they've actually done it. They've done the magic formula, right? They brought to market a motorcycle that's inexpensive and really high quality. It's actually packing quite a lot of power. It's got 90 horsepower. So I get that kind of warm, fuzzy feeling when a new sort of back to basics bike comes to market. It has got rider modes, but it's wicked, honestly. And its price starts with the number 6 and then followed by 3 nines. It's obscene. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I think's so good about the Hornet. Okay, firstly, the colour. Hornets are obviously yellow and black. My favourite colour on this bike is yellow and black. Not only is it visible, but also it just looks cool. Yellow's back in. Probably hasn't been popular since Triumph Daytona in 2003, 2004, but it's back in. Ask anyone who owns the new V-Strom. That's yellow and blue, and that looks amazing as well. So I love the new colours on the Hornet. Okay, the other great thing about the Hornet is it's actually the first of the bikes with Honda's brand new parallel twin engine, 755 cc's, shares with the Transalp, puts out 90 horsepower. It's quite nice to have a new engine in a motorcycle because you know you've got the cutting edge developments, and that engine will then run quite a long time in its life cycle as new models share, new platforms share the same engine. So nobody really wants a hand-me-down engine in the world of motorcycling because it basically means it's been refined for Euro 5 and it has less power and a more jerky throttle. So to have a brand new engine is quite a nice feature. And 90 horsepower as well. A bike that costs under 7 grand. It's superb. One of the main optional extras you can spec with the engine is actually the quick shifter, which is up-down, and you can adjust the settings of the quick shifter to make it more snappy or softer on application. So up-down quick shifter, and even though Honda is normally very overpriced for accessories, I think it's 247, 250, so it's not even too much for a quick shifter. So you've got a 90 horsepower engine, some technology, and a quick shift. Being a twin means the engine's going to have nice low-down torque. It's going to be quite tractable. It's okay having an inline 4, nice and revvy at the top end, but being a twin, it's going to be easy to service, nice to ride. You're going to pull away at junction, very beginner friendly as well as the price. The engine's going to be a nice ride for beginners. Okay, it's also got a great TFT. So when I rode the Africa Twin, I remember the TFT being pretty impressive actually. It's got 4 different user graphical interfaces. And each of those can be configured with white, black, or sort of brushed aluminium. So it's actually got 12 different modes for the TFT. Not the biggest TFT in the world, but it does look really, really nice. And so it's got no analog at all, fully digital. It just looks clean, and because the bike's quite modern, it all just comes together nicely. I like it. It's got Showa... Okay, start again. It's got Showa forks up front. It's got Showa forks up front, which I think they introduced on the CPX-500. So they're non-adjustable, but they are from a reputable manufacturer. Preload adjustment at the rear. I think it's got a 140, 160 rear tyre, so not the widest rear tyre, but it all contributes to the bike being quite light. So it's 190 kilos, which is going to make it even more flickable. You don't really need a super wide rear tyre. I sat on the bike and had a little fiddle with the controls. They've got different riding modes, but what I was really impressed with, they've actually scaled down the flight computer that's found on the Africa Twin. So there's actually a reasonable amount of buttons. It's probably 6 or 7, so you actually know what you're doing. And I found it quite easy just to flick through the riding modes, and everything seemed within easy reach. So that's really good. I didn't like the Africa Twin because it was overly complicated, this massive interface, which you couldn't really work out. This seems quite convenient and easy to use. Okay, obviously at a price point there has to be some downsides. There is no cruise control on the bike and there's no screen. Now, Honda will sell you a touring kit, which consists of soft panniers and a tank bag for the bike. So you're probably going to be able to fit one shoe in each of the panniers and a pair of socks in the tank bag. It's going to be tiny, but they probably sell you that for £700 or £800. Bike's not really made for touring because it's no cruise control. Your knees are quite bent up, to be honest. It's quite an aggressive riding position. The suspension is quite soft, which will make it nice over British roads, but yeah, not really made for touring in my opinion. This bike is an absolute steal. What's bound to happen is, as pre-orders come in for this bike, and they've already taken 60 pre-orders, is the price is inevitably going to rise. So what most manufacturers have done these days is introduce kind of introductory pricing and then you'll find that the price bumps up. So I would definitely recommend, if you want the new Hornet, order it now. It's going to be a great bike. I'm just convinced of it from the information I've seen. This happened to Royal Enfield. The Meteor went up by £200. The electric bike manufacturer Maven put another grand on their list price of the bike. CF Moto, that bike went from 10,000. The MT800 10,000 to 11.5 grand. So what happens is when bikes start building a little bit of traction, supply and demand, especially with the supply issues that manufacturers have got at the moment, the price ends up coming up because they know people still want the bike and they know there's a demand. So yeah, if you want it, I definitely recommend pre-ordering it. And I wish I had an affiliate link for Honda Hornet, because I would definitely put it down below, but I don't. So just go on Honda's website, find your nearest dealer, and go and give it a test ride. Alright guys, thanks for listening to this quick update video. If you did like the content today, please do drop us a like and maybe consider subscribing to the channel. If you've got your own thoughts on the Hornet, then drop a comment actually, because I do learn a lot and I read all the comments, so I'd appreciate that. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, it's got show a separate form function. It's got show a separate fork function front shot. Just gonna say it's got show a fox.